If you'd like to jump into a freezing lake to raise money for the Special Olympics, then you're in luck because Saturday is the Polar Plunge. Clark Lake Annual Polar Plunge, January 28th at Eagle's Nest Bar and Grill. Registration and check-in is at 12:30, and the plunge is at 2 o'clock. Visit plungemi.com. There'll be a lot of locals out there jumping in the water, and JTV's own Jennifer Scanlon will be jumping at 2 p.m. 2 p.m.
Are you going to too?
No, I have a commitment. She's helped raise $3,000, and she'll be jumping in.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, thanks to Law Enforcement Torch Run and everybody that's been working hard on Polar Plunge. Joining us now is the Executive Director of Shop Rat Foundation, Kelly Burr Kofflin. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
The Shop Rat Foundation, if they're giving an Academy Award for innovation and outreach and gaining interest in manufacturing careers among our youth, I think you'd win.
Oh, well, thank you.
I agree. Yeah, it's amazing.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Yeah. Talk about how many students you guys, let's talk about 2022, the amount of people and students that you guys impacted. It's extraordinary.
Thank you. 2022 was an incredible year for us. We launched our Dreammakers Robotics program, and with that, we were able to serve over 2,000 students just last year. And we are on pace for 2023 to exceed 3,000.
Wow.
So we're very proud of that and very excited.
And you guys have all sorts of classes and workshops available if someone's interested in welding, if someone's interested in welding. You can sign up. You should sign up for the 8-week class.
I've been to a Shop Rat class. They built a go-kart.
Oh, well, we're going to need to get you back. It's been a minute since we've done
Yeah.
those.
But I think that was one of the very first things.
Yeah. That was an early project that Chris had created. So.
Yeah, and it was actually at Peak Manufacturing in Pleasant Lake, and we were wondering, what is anything going to come of this? And and here it is. How many years later?
Oh gosh, we're pushing 20 years.
Wow.
I think it's 19 years this year, in April.
So talk about what you offer for kids, what kids are able to get their hands on, as far as in high school, prepping for a possible career in manufacturing.
Absolutely. So our intention with the Shop Rat Foundation is to offer exploratory programs related to manufacturing trades and building trades. And we serve grades 3 through 10 with a real emphasis on grades 6 through 8. We love working with that middle school age group. That's where most of our extracurricular programs are focused. Our curriculum is designed to align with the Career Center. So our goal is to make sure that students have a chance to try things and really see if it's for them, and then have a good understanding of what that pathway looks like to that career. Introduce them to some wonderful companies along the way. And
You guys were heavily involved, obviously, in Manufacturing Day, and one of the highlights was you guys were shining a spotlight on women in manufacturing. How does that help all that experience and all that knowledge when you're talking to young females about a potential career in manufacturing?
Absolutely. There are such a wide variety of career opportunities within the manufacturing sector, and here in Jackson we have so many manufacturing companies. I want to say over 230. So for our young ladies to not feel that industry is available to them would be a disservice to both them and to our companies. And so we really made it a goal this year last year with Manufacturing Day to shine a light on the fact that that is a space for women to participate in as well, and really encourage our girls to look at those STEM careers.
And it's not just women. You are working to make sure that your educational programs and manufacturing careers are accessible to everyone.
Absolutely.
And that's a key push of the foundation.
It is. Accessibility is hugely important to us. With programs like the Dreammakers Robotics program, we're able to break down barriers by coming right into the schools and eliminating, I can't get there after school, or we can't afford this, to make that so that they have guaranteed an opportunity to try it. And then we can work with them on, once they've had an opportunity to try it, we can figure out ways to create access past that. And so we've also been working with Isaiah's Hub to offer programs there. We did programs with the YMCA during their camps last summer. So we're trying to just make sure that the programs are always accessible to students.
You know, when I was at that very first Shop Rat class, nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2004. It's amazing.
That was the whole program. It was like a dozen kids working on building these little go-karts, and that was it.
Yeah.
The whole program. And
Yeah.
now it's going to be 3,000 kids reached this year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
at least. Wow.
And I mean, this term, for our extracurricular programs, this winter-spring session that we've just kind of kicked off, I think we have 12 different classes that we're offering over the course of the spring on an extracurricular basis.
And manufacturers, they're buying into it because they're actually hiring people that have been through the program.
Yes, you know, when we started out, and even when I started with the organization 11 years ago, and it had been around for a minute, it was more of a hunch that we're like, we really think that if we give students this opportunity, that this is going to happen. And now we know that that is true. We know that our students are getting excited. They're going to the Career Center, and then they are going on to pursue these careers with our local companies. And so it's exciting for us when we walk into a company and we see 3 students that we worked with.
You guys are growing. You have some new members of the team at Shop Rat.
We do. In early 2022, we added Laura Conley to our team as our Director of Community Programs. Brian Owen, who is part of the first Jack 3 class, has joined our team full-time as a manufacturing instructor. And then we just hired Steve Kilwald part-time for building trades.
Awesome. Very cool.
So he's our first building trades instructor.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's really an expansion outside of the traditional manufacturing, but that's where there's a lot of job needs. And the manufacturers like Peak, Technique, Advanced Turning, they're opening up the doors so that some of this education can be here, so they get the kids in there and they're not going to let go of them.
Yeah.
Easier to home grow the talent than to recruit state and regionally, isn't it?
Absolutely. And a nice thing about the way that our manufacturers do welcome our students, our families in, is that beyond just giving the students that idea of, oh, wow, this is what this looks like, the parents are able to see that as well. Because so many adults have this perception of manufacturing that it's Henry Ford's Rouge plant and it's high tech, it's clean, it's so innovative now. And so it's exciting for them to be able to see that.
See, if you had been in Shop Rat, you probably would have engineered that sugar cube pyramid a little differently than with the shirt cardboard base.
It's the late 90s and there was really, nothing like that, right? I mean, really didn't have an opportunity to be exposed like that unless your friend's dad owned a manufacturing company and you could poke around inside. It wasn't a field trip that students took at any age. So yeah, it's amazing that you
by
guys
the
have
time
opened
we were
this
in
up.
high school, most of the shop classes were gone.
Exactly. Exactly. So thanks so much for being here and thanks for all you're doing.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
We had Kelly Burr Kofflin from the Shop Rat Foundation. More of the morning show right after this quick break.